a sweet embrace, swept me off my feet and made me whole again. You came in my life, I wanna see your face. Never will I be the same again.
What's going on, everyone? RG here, and welcome back to another Sims 4 Growing Together speed build on the channel, people. Did you notice I didn't mess it up? I didn't say it growing up together. I used to do that. Anyway, today we're gonna build with the brand new pack an elderly caring center, and as you can see right now, I'm making a wheelchair non-CC with the items from the game, and we're gonna talk about that wheelchair in a bit. But I want first to welcome all our brand new subscribers that just joined. I noticed that two of my latest videos actually blew up over the average view count, and I want to welcome all of you who joined because you watch either the eco-rec center that I made, which isn't really eco, but it just looked like one, or if you watch my latest one, which is the splashing water park in San Sequoia. I want to welcome you to the channel and welcome you to the Dits squad, because here we are making tiny dits, as you can see right now. So welcome to the channel. I hope you're gonna have a blast joining in and watching my creations, or my creations. And by the way, if you're new here, go and check out my previous stuff, because if you saw my water park, you probably want to see my isolated prison, air balloon, spaceship, NASA spaceship, malls, IKEA builds, all those things that you probably missed if you're new here. So definitely go and do that. But now let's start talking about this build. As you can see, I'm making a wheelchair, and it took me some quite time to figure it out, to see how that wheelchair can be designed. As you know, in here we are not using CC, we are making them with items from the game. So definitely, I gotta tell you that if you don't have the Cottage Live-In expansion pack, you're probably not gonna see that wheelchair in your game, because the wheels are actually made from one object from that pack. I use that object quite a lot to create those custom-made items that I shared even to the gallery. By the way, this wheelchair will be shared to my gallery RGeetect, just like the name of the channel, later on with the video itself. So you can place it in your game and use it in your builds if you want to. I will share it to the gallery as a room, so definitely go and grab yourself that wheelchair. Now, it is a functional one, but you cannot really wheel on it. You cannot move on it. You can only sit on it, and that's why I wanted to even utilize it to one of the activities in this build, which I'm gonna cover in a bit. I had to raise the wheelchair chair one step higher in order for making sure that the bottom of the chair, like the legs of it, are not touching the ground, so only the wheels will touch the ground, but it is still functional. It ended up look like kind of funny because the gaming table that I snapped to the wheelchair is kind of in the air, but you're not gonna see it because, like, if I haven't told you this, you probably won't see it. But I just wanted to let you know that I had to raise it one time higher with the 0 key in order for it to not touch the ground. And right now you can see that we are starting working on the house itself. So let's start talking about the build itself, how to play it, where to place it, and what to do with it. Now, if you want to know, you know what, let's start first about what you're gonna find in this build. So you're gonna have, of course, a reception area, because in my mind, this is a elderly caring center where you bring your elderlies over here, and then they are being treated with the staff that are working in here. Now, there are a few ways to play this. I'm gonna cover it in a bit, but let's talk about the things that you're gonna have inside. So you're gonna have a reception area, you're gonna have a doctor office, because they need to be checked, you know, they need to be checked regularly, so you're gonna have that also. You're gonna have a dining, like a sharing dining room. You're gonna have a bonding time room, I call it, but it's not, what do you think, people? I'm talking about like a puzzles room and things like that the grandkids and the family can come and visit and have some bonding time with their grandparents. So you're gonna have a bonding time. You're gonna have a not mixed, but changing, let's call it changing lecture room for debating, stuff like that. And you're gonna have an art room. So basically they can practice art and knit and paint and sit and have some conversations. Really awesome Santa for caring for the elderlies. Now, this build is on a lot that is 40 by 30. Now, those of you who know me, you're probably gonna jump right now and say, wait a minute, RG, we have bigger lots in San Sequoia, which is the new map. And I'm gonna tell you that you are right. However, I already spent all of them. Like, I used them all. I used the 64 by 64 to create the Eco Recreation Center or the Rec Center, and I used the 50 by 40, which is the second biggest one. And we don't have like a 50 by 50. We have only 50 by 40, which is the biggest one after the 64 by 64, which is, by the way, one big letdown from this pack. I wanted to have more lots. We don't have much lots in this pack. The 50 by 40 lot, I already spent it on creating the splashy water park that many people here that watching this video right now came from. So yeah, there is one more 50 by 40 lot, but it is the Michelson's house, and I didn't want to bulldoze that one because I also recreated their home. If you want to check that, go and check and dig in my channel. People, I told you, if you're new here, go dig in my channel. Don't watch just one video. Watch more than one, because you would be surprised the things that I already made. But yes, I already spent even the 50 by 40 lot of the Michelson's house, which, by the way, can be great location for an elderly nursing or elderly caring Santa build. It is such a remoted area. It's a very chilled area. So definitely, if you want to create your own and you don't want to play with the Michelsons, you can create it over there. You definitely have that space. But I had to pick this lot, this location, which is, instead of the Rubbles Renu, I think that's the name of the family. Rubbles and Renu, maybe, I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, this is instead of their house, and because this place is located kind of close to what seems to be kind of look like a library, a community library. You might see it at the background of this build when I'm tilting the camera. Maybe you can see it. It kind of looks like an old build, and if you're asking me, in the neo-classical architecture style. So I wanted this build to also be kind of in that style. You're more than welcome to go and check on Google how that thing looks. And it basically looks like very fancy old builds, just like this one. So that was actually the inspiration for this build. I wanted to have it look kind of like the build that close to this build. Came with the game. Basically, it's not a build that was built. It is what we called ghost item from debug item. I think you can even find it in debug item. But it kind of looked like a public library, and I wanted it to kind of look like this. Like this build kind of looked like that build. And over here you can see me creating some sort of a trail for the wheelchairs and a ramp for them in order to go up and enter the caring center, which is kind of leading me to another topic that I want to cover. And you're probably asking why I would make something related to disabled people, disabled sims, simmers, or anything like that. And I gotta tell you that my father, if you're not know that, my father, when I was, well, my father is no longer with us, sadly, but he had the polio when he was a kid. So he was disabled on one of his legs. Basically, it was a dead leg, and he couldn't really walk normally, let's call it. And he used a cob, not artificial leg, but and you know, like cobs. I think it's called cobs, right? The stick that you can use in order to move easily with a leg that is kind of not functional. So I also, by the way, because of that, I also shared to the gallery a disabled parking space that I created as a room. If you want, grab it and place it in your game. You use it when you want. Also, based on that, I wanted to, you know, I wanted to put the spotlight on people that are just, you know, they cannot really functional as us. I don't want to say us normal people, because all of us are normal, you know, but the average person that isn't disabled. So yeah, I wanted to, this is how I am connected to disabled people, and I want to give extra spotlight. I really wish that The Sims will add those things into the game. Sadly, I don't see that happening. I can see why they're trying to, I don't know if they are avoiding that topic or avoiding this. I think it's because it is supposed to add way more like functions into the game with wheelchairs, with disabilities, with stuff like that, and they're trying to, I don't know, I don't want to say they're trying to avoid it, but I think they're, you know, it's a bit more trickier, because if they're, for an example, let's hypothetically, let's talk about that. If they're gonna add wheelchair to the game, they also need to add, and by the way, right now we are inside starting to make the inside, but I still want to talk about the disability thing. If they will add disabilities into the game, and they will add, for an example, a wheelchair, they also need to add ramps, which is also an animation. It's pushing animation, it's wheeling around animation, and they also gonna need to add escalators and elevators, which, by the way, you know what? I was thinking the other day, one of the things that is kind of missing, and this is the reception, by the way, one of the things that we kind of missing from the game is elevators. Now we do have elevators in the game. They are working a bit differently. They're working as a spawning point right now. Like in their current state in the game, they're spawning, like their spawning point. If you're gonna place them, Sims will just spawn them when they travel to that lot, if you didn't know that. And in the past, I already made elevators with a trick that I picked. I believe it was, who was the first one to do that? I don't remember. I think it was also Mr. Olcon. He shared an elevator trick using 2 gates from the Realm of Magic pack. And just, you know, I was thinking the other day that if they will take that and they will change the cosmetics of the gates into a door, okay, just a door. As far as I care, it can be even a wormhole, you know, that the Sims will press on that door, which is, and I'm talking about, of course, a elevator door, not just a door. But if they will change the cosmetic of those gates into an elevator door, they can just press the door, say teleport, because it's right now saying teleport, so they just need to change it to use elevator, something like that, and they will teleport it to the next door that kind of look like an elevator, that they'll be on the second level, you know? So the mechanism is kind of in the game, and they can kind of easily bring elevators into the game. I really wish that they will do that. I think this is one of the things that I'm missing even in this build, because inside of the build, because the build is kind of on a smaller lot size, I just had no enough space in order to include also an elevator for the disabled Sim. So it's kind of weird, because I did scatter around some wheelchairs inside, and you're gonna see them in a bit spread over here and in some other rooms. But those Sims at the end will have to, you know, get up from the wheelchair and walk the way up on the stairs, which is kind of weird and kind of funny. Let's talk about that. It is funny. There you go. You can see some wheelchairs that I'm adding. But I would love to see more like disabilities added into the game for those who want to play with them. For those who would like to have, you know what? You don't even have to be a disabled person in order to sit on a wheelchair. You can be like old person. Some elderlies using them because it's much easier for them to move around. So I just don't know why they're not doing that. But yeah, anyway, so as you can see, we are in the inside of this build, and right now we are working on the more of the open space area. In a bit, you're gonna see me placing some pianos for, there you go, right now. Also, that piano came with the brand new pack, if you're curious. This is the first piano that isn't the wing piano. So if you want to have that type of one, you need to have the brand new pack. I used a lot of things from this brand new pack in this build. Even though I don't think that for this specific design, like this modern neoclassical design, I don't think we have much items to use from that pack, the brand new pack, but definitely for other designs, it is a great pack for building. And right now you can see we are making the art room, which does contain, I think, yeah, as you can see that board over there with the sketches on it, it's from the brand new pack. And I was very happy to see that swatch over there with the sketches on it, because the base one kind of looked like sketches or paints or painting from kids, and I didn't want that because this is for the elderlies. And if you're curious, yes, that rocking chair over there, or it's more like a rocking sofa, also came from this pack. And yeah, so this is the art room. It's gonna be a lovely place for the elders to the elderlies to have some great time, paint, knit, or create bracelets or whatever. If you're asking me, I think it is my favorite room from all the rooms that I created over here. Now, right here we are in the kitchen. In the kitchen area where, you know, the chef will make the food, and in a bit we're gonna move to the dining area. And so we definitely need to have a kitchen room, or I think the next one is gonna be the doctor room, maybe? I don't know, maybe. But I want to cover with you how to play this lot. Now, this lot, I built it as a generic lot. Now, you do have two ways to play this lot, so listen carefully because I'm gonna explain to you how to do that quite detailed. So the first way to do that, and right now we are in the doctor's room, the first way to play this lot is if, for an example, you have the elders in your household, and let's say, I don't want it to sound bad, but I'm gonna say it and try to not feel bad if I'm saying this, okay? If you don't want to play them anymore, I know it sounds weird or bad, but yeah, this is just how I can put it. Let's say that you want to play the next generation after them, and you don't want to spend time with the elders in your household. Definitely, if there are, you know, if you want to feel like they are moving into this place, into a caring center, and you can focus more on your next generation. And if they're in your household, what you can do, you can come over here with them and with your family, and do like create a day out of it. Bring them over here, give them a tour in this place, and then what you want to do is basically leave them over here and move to your house with the Sims that you want to keep playing. Now, in the game, we do have something I believe called care for itself or care for himself or whatever, something like that. And just a small stop explaining that, because right now you can see me placing that wheelchair, and as I told you, I snapped it into a gaming table. This is still playable. Sims can still play games in it, so you can play with a, in quotes, disabled people in that wheelchair. Just wanted to let you know that. So when you are sending someone alone to a different lot, they have what you called caring for themselves. And by that, if they have, I guess, if they have all the things they need in order to survive in the lot, they will take care for themselves. That way you can send those elderlies into this lot, leave them here, go to your home, and then every time that you just want to visit with your family, the grandparents in this place, you just come over here and leave again without them. That way they will basically stay in this place, will never come to your home, and you're gonna feel like you are visiting the elders in this place, and they will have everything that they need in order to survive in here. So this is one way for you to play this. The other way, and right now we are in the dining area, the other way to play this is simply by placing your elders Sims that you are not playing anymore in this lot as the owners, basically making them residents of this place. But if you want to do that, you definitely need to change the type of the lot from generic to as residential. What you will end up having is kind of mixed owners for this lot, and you're gonna have only 8 of them because we do have limits, right? We have 8 number of Sims limitation in the game, unless you're playing on the PC, where you do have some mods that allows you to have more than 8, so you can place more than 8 Sims over here. However, we only have 4 rooms for living in here. Now, in 2 of them you do have double bed, and the other one like in like the two others, you do have two separate beds for, you know, roommates, let's call it. But if you want to add more, you definitely can if you have the time and the will to create an underground living quarters. I think it's a bit harsh to place elderlies underneath the ground without ventilation, but you know, this is your place to make more living quarters if you want to have more than 8 Sims in here. And yeah, so I just want to let you know, we do have only 4 living quarters right now in here, and right now you can see one of them. This is the double bed, one of them, and I'm not going to show you all of them in this because basically they're kind of repetitive. I didn't want them to feel too different, and I did want to, like, the small changes are going to be the small individual items. This tiny bits I'm going to add are going to be the more personal touches to each room, with maybe some different pictures on the walls, maybe different suitcases, stuff like that. Right now you can see that suitcase, which I'm gonna use a lot, by the way, people, with the brand new pack that came. So you're not gonna see all of the living quarters being created in here, but I just want to let you know that you do have 4 of them in total. If you are thinking about it, you can place over here only 8 Sims that can sleep. So that's the second way for you to play it. If you're making them the owner of this place, and then you just need to come and visit with your family, your elderlies in here. You can have some great time with them, play with them in like creating puzzles together, play around, play chess outside, if you remember, that also happened in this video. And yeah, so this is what you're supposed to do with this build. This is how you're supposed to play this build. Do let me know how you're gonna play this build, and definitely what do you think about the brand new pack in general? I'm really curious to know your opinion about it. I do know that some people are kind of complaining about some bugs, and as I stated in my previous video, people, first of all, make sure that your mods are off when you testing bugs. Because most of the mods that are not updated, or CCs that are not updated, causing the problems in game. So make sure to do that, and then sharing bugs, you know, because you can just share bugs that are not really applying to others. Make sure to check them before that, okay? So definitely this build is on my gallery for you to download and enjoy if you want to get yourself. And Trey Files for 30 days only in the description down below. Also, I want to let you know that because of the last video, the 2 last videos actually blew up, I kinda behind reading all the comments. I read most of them, and I even reply to most of you. So definitely let me know what do you think in a polite way, people. Remember, we are loving each other. What do you think about this build and others in the comment section down below. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more builds just like this, and until the next time, make sure your Sims is full with hot bowl of ramen in this ramen noodle shop that I made in The Sims 4. And no, this is not a scaled up ramen noodle bowl or a CC. I made that from scratch. And it's a full functional restaurant. Go and check that out, and until the next time, keep that Sims party going for me, cause RGeetect is signing out.